Welcome to the tutorial on page numbers. This has come up because I've seen several people asking about numbering their table of contents versus numbering the body of the text of the story. So we'll do a quick tutorial on it. This is a story that was, or a novelette, that the copyright has expired, so I pasted it in here so I have something to work with. And I created a copyright and dedication page because there wasn't one on it. One of the things that we need to start with is to separate the first two pages from the following pages. So we'll do that by clicking in the space below the dedication copyright. And let's change the view on that so you can see it a little bit easier. In the space below the end of the text for the dedication and copyright. Now in page layout, we select breaks and we select next page. And it says insert a section break, and that's the key, what we want. So we'll put that in there. Now I'm going to switch back to my view. And we're now on looking at the contents page. So we want to go into the footer. Now in many cases of Word, you can double click on a footer and it'll bring it up, or the header, either way. We want to select or have our cursor where we want our numbers to be. And you can go into Home and select centered, left, or right, wherever you want them. When we clicked on the footer and got our footers to show, we got a new tab, the Header and Footer Tools. In the Header and Footer Tools, we also have there we go, bring it up. In the Header Footer Tools, we also have page number. We also have a linked previous. We don't want that. So we should be able to turn that off. And it doesn't like me. Mine argues with me all the time. Sometimes I can do that and get it to turn off. There we go. So now that we have a section break underneath our dedication, and we have gotten rid of same as previous, although it's still in the header, it's no longer in the footer. This won't make any difference because we're not messing with headers today. So now in the first page, let's change the view, make this easier again. In the footer, on the very first page of the table of contents, it says first page footer, section 2. And this up here is section 1. So we're in a separate section. I know I'm repeating the obvious, but you have to be clear on these things being separated. In the footer section, in the headers and tools, we can now select page number, current position, and a plain number. That tells it to put it right where the cursor was, where I'd left it. If we scroll down, we don't have it in section 2 for the second page. That'll happen sometimes, mainly because I have the same as previous turned off. I don't like to fight it because link to previous gives me a hard time. I just go in, do the same thing, but first I'll make sure it's centered. There's my cursor centered. And then in my header footer tools, which keeps doing that to me, I can do page number, current position, plain number, and there's 2. Now, if I scroll on down, I have 3, which is in my body of my text of my story. And it just continues on numbering all the way through. That tells you that if you had more table of contents, it would number all of your table of contents as Roman numeral. So now we'll scroll down to our first page of the body of our text. And we want to get rid of this Roman numeral 3. Now, if I were to just delete that, it would also delete what's above it. So, to cure that, we want to come underneath the table of contents, anywhere, and do that same page break trick. Next page. And if I scroll down, it starts over. Why? Because it's told it it's a different section, but it retained the concept of the Roman numeral. So if we highlight that and go to Format Page Numbers, this is where our normal Roman numeral formatting was. We'll go back to 1, 2, 3, and we want it to start at 1 and say OK. Now we have page 1, page 2, page 3, and so on. And if we go up, there's our Roman numeral 2 for the contents, Roman numeral 1 for the contents, and nothing on the dedication and the title page. So basically, that is how you do it. You section break and select your footer. Tell it you want to put in the Roman numeral for page numbers, and then do a section break and do the same thing for the body of your story. Simple as that. I will warn you that different versions of Word act a little bit different. Mine is a little bit messed up. It doesn't always do what I want it to do, and I have to do it 5 or 6 times to get it to do it. But that's generally it. I hope it's helped, and have a good day.